So I'm going to start things off a little bit differently today. I'm going to start off with my belly shot and then we'll go to the vlog. So here is my 26 weeks pregnancy belly. From the front, the other side, the shirt up, in the front, on the side. So we're doing good, still no stretch marks. Let me see if this is set up and everything. Oh, it is, yay. So woot for being in the last week of my second trimester. That's awesome. I'm really excited to be in the home stretch and be closer to meeting my baby. It's actually less than 100 days now until we get to meet our little one. So that is super exciting. This week has been a really interesting week. A lot of stuff has come up, and some of it good and some of it not so good. But my midwife's appointment last week that I told you guys I was going to have was actually canceled because my midwife had a birth. So we rescheduled and I'm actually going to that appointment tomorrow. Tomorrow would be Tuesday the 3rd if I do get the video uploaded tonight, which I'm not sure if I will or not. But Tuesday, May 3rd is my midwife's appointment. We had a ton of severe weather in our area in the last week. We had storm warnings and there were multiple tornadoes in the south and everything else. I'm sure you guys saw all about that in the news. Arkansas got hit really, really hard. So did Alabama, I believe. So my heart goes out to everyone who's affected by those storms. We were really lucky. We were forecasted to get some of those storms, and luckily for us, they all went up north. So we didn't have to deal with that. We did get severe thunderstorms. We actually had lightning hit pretty close to our house, which was kind of a trip, but no twisters or anything like that where we are. Although we did go for a drive. It's about 2 hours to the nearest city closest to us. I think it was last Wednesday or Thursday, and we had dinner and my husband bought some running shoes, and we just kind of spent some time in the city. And as we were leaving, you could kind of see the storms rolling in, and it kind of felt a little bit weird. And so we were kind of like, I bet they're gonna get some really bad weather tonight. And they actually had 5 tornadoes sighted in that area that night. So we feel so lucky that we left and went home when we did, because everything from those storms just went north of us, and they had more tornadoes up north. So we were really, really lucky. And we don't have a crawl space or a cellar or anything like that. So we made jokes about fitting 3.5 people in our chimney if worse came to worse, which isn't the best spot in our house to go to, but that was the joke, was could we fit 3.5 people in the chimney, because that's always the part of the house that's still standing if it's hit. Not the safest, but that was the joke. So as far as my pregnancy symptoms and stuff like that has gone on, there's been a few interesting things. Baby's still moving like crazy all the time. Sometimes at 2 or 3 in the morning, which isn't my favorite, but it's a really cool sensation. So I put up with it because I love my little one. A little bit of sciatic nerve pain here and there. Still no real swelling other than just with traveling. Drinking lots of water, still trying to avoid the humidity. The interesting thing that has come up is I get these sores on my mouth when I get stressed out, and they're called, I have the name written down, there's aphthous ulcers. They're caused by stress. There's no real known cause. Other than that, they kind of look like little cold sores, and they spread across my lips. So I've had a breakout of those in the last week, and I have not had a breakout of these this bad since I first got them, and I've gotten them periodically over time for the last 4 or 5 years. They first showed up, and I've been to the doctor multiple times, and they tell me the same thing. They really don't know why I get them other than it just being stress, and there's really not a lot you can do about it. It's just if they spread or they don't clear up within 10 days, you're supposed to go back because it could be something else. But so I've just been dealing with that, and the horrible part about it is that he aggravates it and makes it worse. So my lips have been so swollen. I've looked like Angelina Jolie for the past week, but not with sexy lips, with nasty leper lips. So that's been interesting to deal with, and it's kind of painful because they do get really swollen, and you do have these little sores, and it hurts. It doesn't feel good, and eating spicy or really salty foods definitely aggravates it. And lemonade sounds so good to drink. With being pregnant, I don't know what it is, but that's my thing lately, is I'm craving lemonade. That's all I want, but I can't have it because it hurts so bad. And then yesterday morning, so today is Monday the 2nd, so it would have been the 1st, I woke up in the morning. My husband and I had gone out to eat the night before, and we went to this, it's like a seafood bar, but anyway, a lot of the food was like deep fried and just kind of nasty and whatnot, and so I didn't eat a lot of it because it didn't sit very well on my stomach. And so after dinner we went over to a friend's apartment and just kind of hung out there for a while, and we came home, and instead of being smart and eating a snack before I went to bed, I just went to bed. So I woke up Sunday morning with really bad gastrointestinal pains, feeling like I'm going to be sick. But I also had like cold sweat, and that's what woke me up, and I've never ever had that before. So I stood up to go to the bathroom because I felt like I was going to be sick, and that's when I realized that I also felt like I was going to black out. So my mom is the diabetic, and I've been around her long enough to kind of know what the symptoms of low or high blood sugar are. So my first thought was, oh crap, I have low blood sugar. I need to put something in my system so I can be sick, I guess. We didn't have juice, we didn't have anything, so all I could find that was sweet and would get my sugars up quickly was ice cream. So I had some ice cream, and this is a really gross story, but I'm going to tell you guys because I think it's so funny. So I'm just warning you, it's a TMI and it's nasty, and if you guys want to leave nasty comments about it, that's totally fine. But I'm honest, sometimes pregnancy happens and it's gross. But here we go, I'll continue with the story. So I'm in the kitchen eating the ice cream, and I realize, okay, I still feel like I'm going to be sick. So my options are either I'm totally going to pass out in the kitchen and like poop my pants and vomit all over myself, or I need to try and get back to the bathroom. So I left the ice cream on the counter and made it back to the bathroom, where I felt like I was going to be sick again. So I'm waiting to be sick, and in the process, I'm like just about to get sick, and I wake up my husband and I tell him, you need to go get me that ice cream because I'm going to pass out. And it's a totally bizarre feeling because I felt drunk, like I didn't have control of my body or the situation. I just felt myself like slipping under it. So I'm in the bathroom being sick and eating ice cream. Like I said, totally disgusting and totally an overshare, and it's a TMI. But, I mean, looking back on it, it's really flippin' hilarious, and I can't wait to tell my kid what a pathetic mess that they made me for a time. But that kind of freaked me out because I've never ever had my blood sugar crash that low before. So, you know, 10 to 20 minutes after eating the ice cream, I felt better and was able to get up and move around the house and not feel like I was going to black out anymore. And, you know, I was sick off and on in the morning, and then was able to keep down some oatmeal and eat the rest of the day. So I definitely think it was just what I ate the night before didn't sit well, but obviously I didn't eat enough of it. So that was an interesting experience. So I kind of did kick counts all day yesterday just to make sure that the baby was okay, because I know anytime your body's under stress, it's not good for your baby. And I did have an appointment this morning with my family doctor scheduled anyway, so I went ahead and went into that, which is a fiasco as well because of all the heightened security for government agencies right now. And I do go to the hospital and base for the appointments I have with my family practitioner. So what normally is a 10-minute drive for us took almost an hour today, which is crazy. I actually beat my doctor to the hospital because she got caught in traffic. So everything looked good. The baby was had a normal heart rate. My blood pressure is normal. It's fine. My weight gain is fine. But we did decide to go ahead and do my blood glucose test today, which is a couple weeks early. But in light of what happened this weekend and the fact that my mother is a diabetic, we decided it would be a good idea. So I kind of feel like hell. That's why I look like hell, because I never consume that much sugar. I'm really lucky I kept it down. Actually, I almost got sick to my stomach and threw it up, which would have sucked because I would have had to have gone back and redo it. But that stuff is nasty. For those of you who have not taken that test yet, oh, gross, gross, gross. It is awful, and it messes you up for the rest of the day. If you don't normally have that much sugar in your system, I mean, you crash hard and it messes with you. Makes you sleepy and just not feel good, makes your tummy hurt. So I'm awaiting the results of that test. Plus they gave me this weird bubble thing on my arm. Let me see if you guys can see it. That isn't gonna help. Yeah. Can you see? It's like a bubble where they poked me. It's not focusing very well. But it's right on my vein, and it's this little nasty hard bubble thing. And it's painful. Anyway, it was kind of, yeah. So, not been a great day in that regard. But we're waiting for the test results from that. I think it might take a couple days or whatever. And I'm hoping everything's fine, because I'm thinking if I'm bottoming out that low, obviously I do have insulin in my system and things should be fairly normal. But they just wanted to be sure just in case because of my family history. Which is smart, because you can never be safe enough for baby. But now that I told you my gross and disgusting story for the week, I think that's all I have. I hope everyone else is doing well. I hope everyone was safe who's in the south through the severe weather. And I will talk to you guys next week at 27 weeks, the very beginning of my 3rd trimester. Or I'll update tomorrow after my midwife's appointment if something else comes up in light of the last week and kind of the crazy stuff that went on. So hope everyone's doing well, and I'll talk to you guys next week at 27 weeks. Bye.